Greetings. What's up, my people? How you doing? It's July 31st, 2018. It's been a while since I left y'all a vlog. Had some camera issues dealing with. Lots of other issues too, just a lot going on. But here I am vlogging one last one for July. And then what an eventful July it has been. Look, I'm on the same little walk. It's a good walk. And it's hot. I like it. I like it. You'll never hear me complain about the heat. So many people are like, it's too hot. Never. It's my favorite season. I love the heat. Oh, even better if you can get into a water park with water slides, sitting in the sun. I even like mowing the lawn, which I'm gonna do later on after this. But July for me, since it's the end of July, we might as well summarize July a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. For me, July was a big reading month. I read a lot of good books. Summer reading. It's a cliche. A good one. I just finished Digital Fortress by Dan Brown. You know, the guy who wrote the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, The Lost Symbol, Inferno, most currently Origin, which I also read this month. I love all the Robert Langdon books. Dan Brown can keep me going because his chapters are so small. I'm like, what's one more chapter? They're so small. Yeah, there's over 100 in all the books, but like you're like, one more chapter. Keeps you going. Each one ends on a little suspenseful note. I like Dan Brown's writing style. Digital Fortress was great. Interesting thing about that book and the also the one I read before it and the one I'm on now is that they're all from the late 90s. Digital Fortress was written in 1998. The book I read before that was Airframe by Michael Crichton, and it was written in 96. And the book I'm reading right now is The Street Lawyer by John Grisham. Yeah, this summer I've been reading stuff from like the legendary writers, you know? Grisham, Dan Brown, Michael Crichton. Before that, Stephen King. Before that, Clive Cussler. And before that, one who I consider to be legendary, but he's still coming up. James Rollins. Oh, I love James Rollins' books. They're so great. These books, what I noticed about reading a book from the 90s, 98 right now, it's like the year I'm in again, is it's like you get immersed in it. And it's like you're back there in 98. It's like time travel in a way. You feel just the tone, the flavor, and you recognize you're in that year. And the interesting thing about it, though, is to see the first time you were in that year, you were experiencing it from the point of view of somebody who that was a present for. But when you go 20 years later, you go back and you read from that year, you got the perspective of having experienced those 20 years. Time is different now. Everything's different now. It's the digital age. The age of social media. The age, just everything has changed. There's so many things that are different. So now you're viewing it from a different perspective. And it's quite amazing, really. And like I said, I also love reading books that are written right now. I mean, well, two of the books I've read this month are The Outsider by Stephen King, his most recent book. Fantastic. Read it. And Origin, Dan Brown's most recent book. And those, you see the writing in it that felt familiar. You know, you knew you were reading a book from right now. The references And vocabulary were very current. Lots of references to email and social media and the digital age and how we deal with that. None of that in the books from the late 90s. In fact, both in this book by Grisham and the book I read by Crichton, the people had pagers, new pagers. That's how they were getting their text messages. Pagers, man. Who even knows what those are by now, right? But that's why reading's magical. That's why I wish more people would do it. You give yourself way more perspective for everybody you come into contact with, for all of the ages of time. You feel more perspective for this age, and it just transforms your world. I would say, just emphatically, read as much as you can. It's fantastic. It's truly fantastic, and not enough of it is done these days. Anyways, next time I talk to you, it'll be August. Probably when a lot of you see this, it'll be August or later. Thanks for watching, though. Seriously. Ta-ta for now.